Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in this world. I'm DJ Unification, also known as Double Dragon 912, and today, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I got another top 10 for you guys and girls, or 13 or 14, I haven't decided yet. Today I want to do my top 13 or 14, 10 or more Isekai anime you should be watching. Wow, like I told you guys and girls, lately I've been on the Isekai kick. I've been watching all type of Isekai animes, ladies and gentlemen. I went down that Isekai rabbit hole and I ain't came back out yet, ladies and gentlemen. I told y'all, before I learned about Isekai, shout out to that time I got reincarnated as a slime and Moonlit Fantasy. Before I learned about these type of animes, I was all on, my shonen, like my Dragon Ball Z, my Bleach and all that stuff, Naruto. But when I learned about Isekai, like, man, this is a whole nother genre, whole nother aspect of anime I could be watching. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, I got us about 13 or 14 more. My count may be off, but I have it going on down at the bottom, the right number and everything. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking enough. Let's get into this. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, I think this is number 14. Has to be even given the worthless appraiser skill, blah blah blah, became the strongest. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you can watch this anime on Crunchyroll. Now, let me tell you about this Isekai anime. Well, it really ain't an Isekai. I'm gonna say Isekai and fantasy because they go hand in hand to me. This is gonna be Isekai and fantasy. This is really a fantasy anime. Starts off with the character. He in this world, everybody get a ranking when they be born. Some people have the appraiser skill, some people have the high class skill, and then the middle class skill. And he had they call it a worthless appraiser skill. Basically, all he does is appraise the thing. And so his mom, his dad, his family, he ain't got no family, and he ends up going to this party. And there's two party members. The one guy, then there's this lady, and she has magical skills, and he has, he a warrior or whatever. But they treat the man like pure garbage. All they do is treat him like garbage. And there came a time, his job was to basically appraise and see if they can take the animals that they beat in these dungeons, beat and make money off of them. But they basically treat the man like garbage, like he less than human. So one day they came across a thing where there's nothing but a whole bunch of, I think it was like dragons or something. Correct me if I'm wrong, down in the comment section. And he would tell them, say, hey man, we need to get out of here. We need to get out of here. There's too many evil dragons all in one place. We need to get out of here. He says, shut up and just do your job. Shut up and just do your job. But come to find out, he was right. They needed to get out of there. Next thing you know, there's a whole swarm of evil dragons about to kill them. So what he did, main party dude, he went there, had the chick cast a paralyzed spell on him. And once they cast a paralyzed spell on him, cast a paralyzed spell on him, it left him, down there to get sacrificed by all the monsters. They went there and escaped. But little did they know, right when they cast that spell on him, when one of the monsters bit his arm, it took the paralyzed skill off of him, and he was able to get up and run up out of there. And not run up out of it, but he was able to get up and run. But what had happened was the guy basically sealed him off in there, basically sealing this man to die. So he ran the other way, and next thing you know, the evil dragons was running after him, and he had two options. He let the evil dragons eat him up, or jump down in that cliff, and at the bottom of the cliff, he thinking, that's it. But little did he know, when he jumped down at the bottom of the cliff, he ended up getting saved by a tree. It was a pretty little elf girl. She cute. Pretty little elf girl saved his life, rebuilt his injuries, and next thing you know, ladies and gentlemen, spoiler alert, this really just telling you some of the first episode, he becomes OP. He got all type of powers because he got the tree girl in him, and he's going around the whole world trying to find all the different tree spirits, and so the main girl that basically saved his life, they got a little relationship going on. Try to get them to reunite with his sister. Each tree around the world is a tree spirit, and each one of them has special powers. And he starts off with the old girl that he first, basically the elf girl, fell in love with her adorable ears, and her mama, and they have a relationship, and he gets OP, ladies and gentlemen. He gets all type of powers, and just to say he ended up meeting back up with that dude that left him to dead for death. And y'all gonna see the whole dynamic between them and his former party members. But basically what I like about this was so much, ladies and gentlemen, they left this man to die, basically sacrificed this man to the dungeon monsters, but he survived and rose up. It's a good 12 episode anime. No word on a season 2 yet, which sucks, but we just hoping that they'll get a season 2. I'm happy about it. Go to watch it on Crunchyroll. It's an awesome anime. Check it out when y'all get a chance. The name of it is Even Get My Worthless Appraisal Skill Class. Yeah, just type in Even Get My Worthless Appraisals Class. It'll pop up. Moving right along. Moving right along. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep this party rolling. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, at number 13 has to be the Unaware Arterial Meister. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this one is another fantasy anime. Like I said, this is going to be more fantasy and Isekais at the same time, but it's mainly fantasy. This anime starts off with, what's the dude name? I forgot the main character name. Spoiler alert. I watch so many of them, but the main character, he thinks that he is worthless, basically. He don't realize, this is one of the characters that don't realize how powerful he is. He's working for this party. The party treats him like garbage, basically tell him that he need to just not fight and just pick up their bags and everything. Out the whole party, there's a strong dude, a healer girl, mage girl, and then there's another like ninja type girl. They all treat this man like straight garbage. They treat him like garbage. Next thing you know, they kicked him out of the party. And when they kicked him out of the party, next thing you know, he walking around, you know, trying to find work, basically, because he realized that, you know, he ain't with no party no more, so he got to find work and try to eat, try to survive. And next thing you know, he ends up push come to shove, end up teaming up with this fine elf chick, and you know, he being the normal person that he is, and when he teamed up with the fine elf chick, she was like, well, we was gonna get 110, so we spend the night together. He's like, no, you're a beautiful woman, I can't really do that, you know, being a gentleman. And she said, you think I'm beautiful? You know, she kind of bust a little bit, but basically, when they get together, she tested that first night when they in there. I didn't know women did it. It's just crazy. She dressed with her little sexy lingerie on. She tried to see what he gonna do, what he's gonna do, but he ended up not doing anything. He went up sleeping outside and, you know, left her inside the tent. But the thing is about this guy, the main character, he don't think that because he's been told all his life that he's a nobody. But old girl realized how powerful he is. This man went and before he met with old girl, this is still the first episode, he went and met up with one of these dudes to do a job, and he finished the job of like building a whole wall that take the village people like a whole month to build. He built it in one day. And then when he did it, they was like, you realize what you just did? He thought when he did what he did, he thought that wasn't enough, because, you know, he'd been told he garbage all the time. But the elf girl actually gave him a shot. She gave him a shot, and then it goes from there. And the whole anime, the guy's basically OP, but he don't realize he's OP, and everybody around him treats him, don't tell him that he's OP, because they try to basically protect it. But it's a good anime, wholesome. I forgot the dude's name. The main character, there's like, how many girls like him? The elf girl like him. The princess like him. And she like him too. But he got 2 women that like him. And the whole anime, he's just trying to, you know, just basically working for the elf chick, and it goes from there. And he has OP powers, ladies. It ain't the powers you think it is. It ain't like those superpowers. He can build stuff in like what takes people a whole month or a year to build. He built it like in 3 days. Like he built his whole house in like 2 or 3 days, and people be trying to tell him, they'll slip up and tell him, hey man, this ain't normal. This ain't normal. He said, well, really and truly, I should have built it in one day, but I only did it in 3. And he don't realize how powerful he is. But it's so tight because he underestimates himself all the time. But he's actually a good dude, good heart, always trying to help people. But he's just been treated like garbage his whole life. And my only gripe with this anime, ladies and gentlemen, which is kind of like a gripe with the other one, but we'll speak on that a little bit. Only gripe with this anime that they didn't let all 3 of the dudes, the people that did him wrong, get their comeuppance. That's why I don't like a lot of anime. They don't let them get their comeuppance. Now 2 of them did. The maze girl, she got her comeuppance. Let's just say that. And the warrior dude, she got her comeuppance. But the 3rd chick, that was a so-called ninja chick, whatever she was, she didn't get her comeuppance. She dodged the whole thing, which I didn't like. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, it's a good, wholesome fantasy anime. I don't think they ain't got no agenda stuff going on in this anime. No, they don't. Ain't no agenda stuff going on in this anime. When I'm talking about the unaware ulterior meister, it ain't got no agenda stuff going on. Now the anime before that, he even giving my worthless appraiser skill. It does have it in there because spoiler on one of the episodes, he goes inside this kingdom. And the girl fall in love with him because he saved her life. And the girl fall in love with him and he like, okay, cool with that. But why would she fall in love with him? There'll be a little love triangle going on there. But they try to add that agenda stuff. The dude in there try to ask another dude to marry him. Like, really? Seriously? Just letting you know they try to sneak it in there. Ever since 2009, 2010, they try to force that crap down our throat. But if you can look past that part, like when you watch the majority of anime now, this is anything you watch now, you gotta look past it. But the anime before this one, before the one I'm talking about, it does have that one agenda part. Then they get off it and keep it moving. But just try to forewarn you. I know a lot of folks like, Double Dragon, all you do is talk about agenda. No, I'll be trying to warn people before they watch stuff. Wouldn't you want somebody to warn you before they watch it? Me personally, that's why I warn you. Don't get me wrong. I love anime, as you can see. I love all type of anime. But at the same time, when I see something that's wrong, I'm gonna call them out on it. Period. Now, to each his own, people that's into all that stuff, that Yuri, that boy love, y'all can have that. I'm not judging. I'm not into it. There's genres for that. You got the Yuri and your boy love, lesbian stuff. That's a genre of anime. Don't try to force that into my straight plain anime. But nowadays they try to force it in there, when that will piss me off about a lot of anime. Just not just anime, TV shows, movies. It's in everywhere. I'm just letting y'all know, my fellow either believers or people that don't want to see that, just forewarn you before you watch it. Y'all like, alright, you gotta expect this to happen. So when you know when it's about to happen, fast forward through it or something. I'm just letting y'all know. That's why I say all this stuff about this agenda crap. I let you know before it happened, because I've been and watched it, so y'all will know. Prepare yourself. But remember, the Unaware Ulterior Meister, real good anime. It don't have none of the agenda crap in it, but the one before that has it in there, barely. But this one don't. Coming in at number 13 has to be the Unaware Ulterior Meister. Moving right along. Moving right along. Now, ladies and gentlemen, now this bad boy right here, ladies and gentlemen, I kept hearing people talk about this before I even get started. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 12 has to be Redo of Healer. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Redo of Healer you can watch on HIDIVe. Now, Redo of Healer, ladies and gentlemen, this one, how embarrassing. It's an Isekai. This one could literally be borderline hentai. Wow. Now, if you watch the version that you watch the HIDIVE version, they'll edit out a lot of this stuff that I'm about to talk about. But if you want to watch the uncut version, see, I watched the uncut version. The uncut version, you got to either watch, get you a Japanese feed, or find it somewhere on the internet where they don't censor out stuff. But for YouTube, just watch it on HIDIVE. But Redo of Healer, let me tell you what it's about first. Main character, he's a healer, and he had the power to heal people. But what happened to him? Ooh, they did these folks. They did this man wrong. The princess, main princess on there, I think her name is Flair. She treated this man like garbage. Had this man eating her stuff down there. Stepped on him. Oh, did the man wrong. Then she treated him like straight garbage. The other girl, she did, her younger sister did the same thing to him. Then the man in there, the so-called man hero, oh, there's some agenda stuff in here too. Just say that. Raping the boy. What else? Yeah, that man got done wrong, on top of wrong. They treated this man like pure D garbage. This one of these animes, when you watch, you be like, man, I hope he get this comeuppance. But anyway, let me get to the point. Besides what I'm telling you, all this is in the anime. I'm just warning you before that, because they do this man hot garbage. He's a healer though, but what happened is he gets all the way through this is first life. He gets all the way through his first life, and he gets to the demon lord, and he kills the demon lord. He gets the some type of philosopher's stone, but he get to start back over. But when he started back over his life, redo of healer, he got all his memories with him, and throughout his life, when he get his memory, this whole anime is about this man getting his revenge. And when you watch it, you be like, yes, you gonna want this man to get his revenge. It's basically a revenge story. Don't get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen. How can I say this? Before you go through stuff, ladies and gentlemen, after you done been through stuff in your life, it hit harder. Like, say I had to watch redo of Healer maybe 5 years ago, it probably wouldn't hit as hard. But when you see people getting done wrong, you want to see justice done. Let's just say that. You want to see justice done. And this man got done wrong on top of wrong. What I just told y'all, all this stuff happened to that man. But this whole anime, like I said, he started his life back over, but he knows what's gonna happen before it happens, so he getting his revenge. He get the princess, both the princesses. I ain't gonna tell you what he do to them. You gonna find out. He get both the princesses. Man, this man had how many women? 5 women in his party. Only 4 of them, he doing something with, but let's just say that it's a harem. Basically, the redo of Healer, he trying to go through life and get his revenge. And the way he gets his revenge, you're gonna be like this. Good job. Good job. Because after you see what's get done to this man, I don't be honest with you, I got some folks, well, I ain't gonna say got some folks. Some people in your life, you wish you be wanting nothing but bad stuff happen to them. To just be honest, when they do you wrong. But what happens to this man in this anime, I don't wish that on my worst enemy. I'll be honest with you, because y'all gotta watch the anime, man. When y'all see what this man went through and what they did to this man, you're gonna be rooting for him to get his revenge. You're gonna be rooting for him to get his revenge. He go through the whole anime is about him getting his revenge, and the way he gets his revenge. He ain't no superpower dude. He just do it in the cleanest way. Because there's 3 folks he got to get his revenge on. The princess, regular princess, then you got the princess's little sister, and, well, actually there's 4 people. The princess's little sister, the so-called hero, female hero, you're going to see about her. And then there's the gun hero. There's 4 of them. He's trying to get his revenge on. Does he get his revenge on all of them? I'm not going to say, because I don't want to spoil it. I want y'all to watch it. It's a good anime. Like I said, watch the HIDIVE version of it. Because HIDIVE will mute out all the juicy parts. But the only way you can watch the uncut version of it, you got to find your Japanese feed or go to a website where I went to and watch it. But I highly recommend, people that don't want to see all this stuff, just watch the HIDIVE version. So watch it on HIDIVE. That way they cut out all that stuff. It's Japanese though. It ain't in English dub. But it's a good anime. I enjoyed it. Like I said, it hits harder when you don't went through something. I didn't go through what he went through. I don't wish that on nobody. But when you go through in life with to get done wrong, and you watch these different animes, you're like, okay, you hit home because you're like, man, I can relate to how this guy's or girl feeling. somewhat relate to what he feeling. I ain't went through what he went through though. Don't get me wrong, I went through some stuff, but I ain't went through what he went through. But after you watch this anime, ladies and gentlemen, Redo of Healer, and you see what this man go through, you're gonna be like, yes, let this man get his revenge. Yes, yes, yes. But yeah, check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, it's real itchy now. I tell you that from the get-go, it's itchy. But if you watch the HIDIVE version of it, they'll cut out a lot of that stuff I'm talking about. But coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number, what we got? Number, Redo of Healer. Number 12. Yeah, number 12 has to be Redo of Healer. Moving right along. Moving right along. Alright, see, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep this party rolling. We're all friends here. Alright, coming in, ladies and gentlemen, at number 11 has to be The Unwanted Undead Adventurer. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a good one. Another fantasy anime. Like I say, this one's going to be fantasy heavy. More so than Isekai heavy, but it's going to be fantasy. This one, ladies and gentlemen, stars the main character. He's just a lowly so-called adventurer. Just don't bother nobody, just be chilling. And, you know, that he ain't no big time hero. He's just a regular adventurer. Next thing you know, he goes inside this dungeon and he dies inside the dungeon. He's completely dead. But when he realized it, he be like, man, I thought I was dead. But he wakes up and he's a skeleton. But hence the name Undead Adventure. When he finds out he's a skeleton, he got to go through all these dungeons and try to get somewhat of his humanity back. When he first get there, spoiler, he first get there to be a skeleton. He found out he level up, and he find this one girl. He helps her out, help her get out of the dungeon, and he went back to his only friend. He ended up getting more than one friend, but his main friend, doctor chick, that's always had his back. She was worried about him, and you know they have a little. You see the romance there, but she basically helps him figure out who he is, and he goes through the whole anime, just trying to get back human. But he ain't really human no more. He got undead power. But when the thing about this anime, when he gets his undead powers, that's when he really gets stronger. He ain't no overpowered Rimuru type dude. No, he ain't like that. But he gets pretty powerful when he gets undead powers, because he thought he was dead, but he wakes up as something in down there in that dungeon, and when he was exploring, turned him into an undead warrior. And when he returned to Undead Warrior, you're going to like his little 12 episode adventure. You're going to like it with him and old girl, you know. You can tell there's some relationship sparks right there. But good anime, ladies and gentlemen. Watch it on Crunchyroll. Does it have any of that agenda crap in it? Nah, this one don't. This one don't. You ain't got to worry about that in this anime. But it's real good, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to the YouTubers. They really told me about this. That's how I'll be able to watch some of this stuff. Because I watch YouTubers are recommended. Not all their recommendations be good. Some of them be straight garbage. But this one, real good. That's why it makes number, what we at? Number 11 on this list. So coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 11 has to be the Unwanted Undead Adventure. Watch it on Crunchyroll. Moving right along. Moving right along. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's keep this party rolling. Alright, here we go. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 10 has to be Berserk of Gluttony. Wow. Now, this one, ladies and gentlemen, this is another fantasy anime. Like I told you, I got a lot of fantasy on this one. This one, ladies and gentlemen, about this guy in the fantasy world. He grows up, and his skill is Berserk. And basically, I think it's gluttony. His skill is where he hungry all the time. Everybody else got these all type of different skills. You know, they born with different skills. His skill is he hungry all the time. He always hungry. But he get made fun of, get done wrong. But the thing about him, the only main one that actually showed him some love, he an orphan, showed him some love, was a princess. She's a princess, but she always liked him. She got his back. That's how it is. You'll find one that always had his back. So what happened was, one day, spoiler, this ain't really spoiler now. One day, he was guarding his post at because the other so-called good people had basically left that man to die, just beat him down, and he had to guard the post. And when he was guarding the post, there's this other dude that's trying to come there and wreck the kingdom. But what he did, we guarded the post, and the villain dude came in there trying to, he was gonna hurt the girl, you know, his homegirl that pretty much he grew up with, and you know she showed him some love. So what he did, he ended up defeating him, but when he killed him, that's when he unlocked his gluttony skill. It took him killing somebody to unlock his gluttony skill, and his gluttony skill is off the chain, ladies and gentlemen. Basically, he got to keep on eating, keep on killing, but killing monsters or whatever, but his skill is overpowered, and he ended up getting a sword to go along with his gluttony skill, and his skills is all about eating. You know, if you like to eat, this the dude to get. He got the gluttony skill. It keep him hungry, but don't see eat, that man OP, boy. Good fantasy anime. Let's see, he get old girls, the princess, he always trying to defend her. Then he got the other girl that with him. About 2 girls in there. But yeah, this is a good anime, ladies and gentlemen. I liked it. It's on Crunchyroll right now. I highly recommend it because it's, like I said, he unlocked his skills when he unfortunately had to kill somebody. But the way he did it really wasn't killing. It was self-defense because he was trying to defend the princess. Because if he hadn't did that, that dude was going to try to take out the princess. And he ended up saving somebody during the process of doing that. So it's a good anime. I really enjoyed it. No word on if this is going to have a season 2 or not. It's one of those good anime that, you know, people don't tend to shed light on. So that's why I tell y'all about these anime. Shout out to the YouTubers that told me about it because I be watching their videos. Tell y'all about these anime so y'all can go watch them and bring more attention to them. Hopefully, we will bring more attention to them. We'll get a season 2. But coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 10 has to be Berserk of Gluttony. Moving right along. Moving right along. Alright, let's see, ladies. Let's see what else we got here. We're all friends here. Oh yeah, this is a good one. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 9 has to be the Usan Newbie Adventurer. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, shout out to my homie Quinn. He put me on this one. This is about this guy that decided when he turned 30. Most people decide they want to be an adventurer way before he turned 30, apparently, and that's unfortunately in this world. They think when you're 30 you're old. You really ain't old. You just not start living it, but that's neither here nor there. He decided to be an adventurer at a late age, and they were like, man, why are you trying to be an adventurer? It's too late to be an adventurer. And he was like, yeah, I want to be an adventurer now, you know, because he didn't figured out what he wanted to do. And so when he decided to be an adventurer, he ends up, what makes this, he like an OP character. He ends up getting trained by the toughest, most strongest guild in the world. It's like the main dude that trains him, he OP. Then you got the elf, hot elf, hard. She likes him. Then you got the other guy. There's like 3 or 4 different people in that party, and they OP. They all teach him how to, just train him. And he went and trained with them, I think, for a year or 2. And when he came back, ladies and gentlemen, he realized that he was OP. That people couldn't touch him. People up there, laughing, joking on him and everything. But he constantly have to hold back because that's how powerful he is. They don't realize he's just trained with these adventurers, basically the strongest adventurers in the world, and he became OP. Great anime. Shout out to my homie Quinn for putting me on this one. It's a fantasy anime. It's off the chain. I wish we would get a season 2 because they still got more story there, but so far we ain't got none yet. But it is off the chain. I watched it on Crunchyroll. This one is dub, English dub, and it's off the chain. The Awesome, this is a good one, ladies and gentlemen. Good. It's fantasy, but it's one of those shonen type, I guess, because he real powerful. He OP. Can't nobody really touch it, which I like anime like this. It's a fantasy anime. So coming in, ladies and gentlemen, at number 9, that's to be the Usan Newbie Adventurer. Let's keep rolling on this bad boy. Yeah. All right, let's keep rolling. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 8 has to be the Hidden Dungeon Only I Can Enter. Wow. Now, let me tell you about this one, ladies and gentlemen. This is definitely a harem, and it's a fantasy anime. It's not Isekai, but it's a fantasy anime. I told you I got a lot of fantasy animes on this list. Basically, this guy, in this anime there's classes, and he's born on the lowest class. It's like 3 or 4 different classes. He's born on the lowest class, and he got his childhood best friend who Emma, who was born on the highest class, and he has this power where he can ask this wise sage, but when he asks the sage to give him powers, to answer a question for him, he gets headaches. But when he gets headaches, he figured out that if the sage told him if he kissed, the sage had like 3 or 4 different wives, but he would kiss a woman or whatever, the headaches go away. So Emma, being the childhood best friend she is, good girl, she wifey material. Every time he gets his headaches, she'll kiss him, do stuff like that for him, and his headaches go away. And what's so fun about this bit of a harem, it ain't a bit of, it is a harem. I'll tell you about the harem part in a second. What he does, he goes to this dungeon that only he can enter. He's the only one that can enter. If he can't enter, he got to say, "Here the dungeon only I can enter." And when he say that, he can enter the dungeon. And when he enters the dungeon, he finds out that there's the most strongest adventure that been. Everybody thought she was dead. She been locked up down there for about 200 something years. And when he gets to, he finds out that she's chained up and everything. And but she felt sorry for him and taught him all type of different moves. But the only way he can really advance his level by getting L points. And what he do when he get L points, he got to do something with a girl, the opposite sex, and it brings his points up. It's crazy. Like say he kiss a girl, it goes up. If a girl sit on him, it goes up. I mean, all kind of lewd acts. It goes up. But this is a good one, ladies and gentlemen. It's a harem. But the dungeon aspect of it, he got to go down in the dungeon and train because he come started from the bottom. Now we're here. Let's see. He got Emma. Emma like him. Then you got the guild master girl. She like him. Then you got the guild master homegirl, the elf girl chick. She like him. Then you got his teacher. She like him. That's 4. Then you got his little sister. She like him. That's 5. Then you got the other tomboy girl. She like him. That's 6. So yeah, he got 6 chicks. And oh yeah, spoiler alert, the 7th one, the princess. He ended up saving her life. I'm not gonna tell you how. She like him. But this one that went on my radar, ladies and gentlemen, somebody had told me about this. Shout out to the YouTubers. And this was a good one. Even though it's a harem, you look past the harem part, it's got good fantasy elements. The fact that how he level up. And anytime he want to really, really level up, he got to do lewd acts. Like his teacher. Let's just say this. His teacher, because he ended up, I ain't going to spoil it, but when the more and more he do lewd acts with the opposite sex with females, that's how he get his lewd points up. And his point, the more and more points he can do all type of stuff with it. Although it's a harem, it's a good fantasy harem anime, ladies and gentlemen. You're gonna like it. I liked it. That's why it makes number what we at? Number is it 9? No, number 8 on this list. So coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 8 has to be excuse me. The hidden dungeon only I can enter. Moving right along. Moving right along. Okay. Now coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 7 has to be Beast Tamer. Wow. Now Beast Tamer, ladies and gentlemen, is about Ren. Ren is a humble beast tamer, ladies and gentlemen. He's in the part of the heroes, the hero party. And you would think the hero party is supposed to be this nice group. No, they treat Ren like straight garbage. Treat the man like straight garbage. And supposedly a regular beast tamer can only be able to tame one beast at a time. But Ren, how powerful he is, he's able to tame, they call it untamable species. He tames a cat spirit, he tames a dragon girl, he tames 2 fairies, and he tames spoiler, I forgot the girl name. She was 5 untamable species. He tames no problem. And this is what I like about this one. Spoiler. Ren, his party realizes once he's gone, once they kicked him out, they try to re-recruit the man. They realize, you know how the saying goes, you never know what you had until it's gone. they try to recruit Ren. And Ren, I like this anime a lot. Beast Tamer I like so much because the low down dirty hero party get they comeuppance. I'm not gonna say tell you how they got their comeuppance, but they get their comeuppance. And then they had the audacity, they had the nerve, the mitigated gall to come back and ask this man to rejoin their party. And most of the time, you watch different anime when the hero, the main character, protagonist of the story gets done wrong, you're like, oh, it's okay, I'll forgive you. No, Ren didn't forgive him. Let's just say, not only did Ren get his get back, but the hero party got their comeuppance. And that's what I like about this anime. That's why I like it so much. And heroes around the world taming untamable species. Like I said, he tamed 2 fairies. That ain't supposed to be able to be tamed. A dragon girl, a cat girl, and another girl. He tamed them, no problem. They become his friends. Off the chain anime. Love it. 13 episodes, real good. Oh man, I wish we would get a season 2 of this, because why I like this anime so much, Beast Tamer so much, because the heroes that did Ren wrong, they get they comeuppance. And I like an anime that gets it where the villains get their comeuppance. Some of these anime they don't do a comeuppance right, but in this anime, these so-called hero party got they comeuppance, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said, until you get done wrong in your life, you can't really feel how that character feels. When you get done wrong, might not be even the same way, but when you get done wrong in your life and you see the people that done got done wrong, that did the wrongdoing, get their comeuppance, you can't do nothing but smile, because you done been through it. Like I said, certain animes now, if I had made this list like five years ago, they wouldn't be on there because I wouldn't feel what they're going through. But when you done been through it in your life, when stuff happened to you in your life, you can feel that character's pain. I'm like, oh yeah, Ren, I feel you. I feel you, Ren. And I'm happy. Just say the hero party get they comeuppance and Ren gets his get back. That's why I like this one so much, because of the comeuppance and Ren gets his get back. And it's a good anime. Good 13 episode anime. You'll like it. So coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 7 has to be Beast Tamer. Moving right along. Moving right along. Now this one is real funny. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 6 has to be Caution Hero. The hero is overpowered. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this one kind of went off my radar. I forgot I had watched this because I've been watching so many Isekai anime. Now, this was about the main character, the goddess. There's a goddess in here. She's actually a good goddess. I know I've been bashing goddesses a lot in my last videos. Go check out my top 20 favorite, most popular villains out there. I talked about goddesses a lot, but this goddess, she's a good goddess. She goes to this world and she picks up this hero, and a lot of goddesses didn't put him on his radar, and they were like, why y'all don't like him? He's a pretty good dude. And then she find out why. Because this guy, before he go fight anything, he goes and trains his A off. He trains till he can't train no more. He cautious. He's so cautious. He overtrains. She like, no, you don't need to do all that training. Like, yes, I have to prepare. What if he do this? What if he do that? What if he do this? What if he do that? He trains so much, ladies and gentlemen. He makes sure with all his training that none of the enemies will sneak up on him. That's how he is. And she comes and picks him up, and she needs his help to stop the demon lord over there in that world. And it's Isekai. This actually is an Isekai. And what's so tight about this, lady, you find out later on in the anime, toward the end of the anime, that why he's cautious like that. There's a reason behind why he's so cautious. You'll find out. Keep watching the anime. I'm not going to spoil it why he does that, but if you watch the anime enough, you'll find out why he's cautious. And the goddess, actually, she pretty cool. I like her, and she actually likes it. That's so tight about it. She actually likes. She actually cares for the main character. It's a pretty good anime, ladies. 12 episodes. This one they kind of completed. They don't really need a season 2, but I wouldn't mind a season 2. And you can watch this one on Crunchyroll. It's a good one. This actually is an Isekai. I can't believe it went past my radar last time. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, at number 6 is Caution Hero. Caution Hero. The hero is overpowered. That's it. Moving right along. Moving right along.
よいか内村、貴様をクズと決めるのは貴様ではない。前の上司でも前の会社でもない。
俺はいつか俺を必要としてくれる上司の下で働きたいと思っていた。
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're down to the last 5 at the halfway point. Thank you guys and girls for sticking with me for so long. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 5 has to be, because I wrote it down wrong, Headhunted to Another World, from Salaryman to Big 4. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is what's so tight about this. Imagine being a plain old salaryman, plain 9-to-5 salaryman. You ain't got no special powers. You ain't got none of that. Next thing you know, the demon lord in that world summons him to his world. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Mind blown. Just summons him to his world. And next thing you know, he asks him to be one of the Big 4. And there's 4 of them. There's got a dragon, hot dragon chick, hot, demon chick, she hot. Then you got the elf chick, hot. Then you got the demi-human chick. She the 3rd one. And there's one more. I can't remember who was the 4th one. Let's see. Salary, yeah, he the 4th one. That's right. Main red demon chick, demi-human chick, and the elf chick. And the demon lord dude asked him to be one of the Big 4. And the way he does things, ladies and gentlemen, keep in mind now, he has no magical power, don't have none of that type of powers. The way he does it, he's used to, the demon lord saw his potential. He used to negotiating things, just know how to talk to people. He's a people person. And, you know, this is one of these animes where I like this one so much, because he's one of these animes where, in his worlds, he's treated like garbage. They don't respect him, they don't respect the man at all. But when he comes to the demon world where they at, he's treated like royalty, which makes sense, because one of the first episode, it's kind of spoiling, but not really. First episode, he's supposed to negotiate a peace treaty between him and the Minotaurs, and they couldn't figure out, his regular 3 generals could not figure out how to get the negotiation started. But old buddy stepped up there with no powers now. No powers at all. He talked, negotiated terms. Next thing you know, they got to the table. He worked everything out. And the demon lord tell him like, yeah, see, that's why I recruited you, because I see your potential. I see what you can do. You may not have the powers that my other 3 generals have, but you know how to negotiate and talk to people and get people together. And this whole thing, ladies and gentlemen, this whole Isekai, it's Isekai because get teleported to another world. The whole thing is he's a talker, negotiator. He know how to negotiate deals, get people to the table, get things done. And this is a prime example of showing you it ain't about, it got a little bit of that. It ain't about what you know, it's kind of about what you know, but it's all about who you know and how you talk to people. How you talk to people, ladies and gentlemen, goes a long way in this world. If you're a people person and know how to talk to people, you can go far in this world. I'm just telling you, because basically, he ain't got that bigger special powers. The special power people are the people around him. The other 3 generals and the demon lord. His power is he know how to talk to people, and he's a negotiator. Basically, his talking and negotiating skills get things done. Tight anime, loved it. Good 12 episodes. You're gonna like how he talked things out with his crew. I enjoy it. And then it does have English dub. One of the chicks' voices on there, but 2 of the chicks' voices, I knew their voice because I watched Moonlit Fantasy. Shouts out to my Moonlit Fantasy fans. Tomoe voice and Mio voice in this one. I was like, ooh, that's Tomoe. Ooh, that's Mio. They both being played by 2 chicks, but yeah. Good anime, ladies and gentlemen. Ain't got none of that agenda crap in it, so you ain't got to worry about that. Just watch it straight up. It's 12 episodes, got English dub. I enjoyed it. I'll watch it 3 or 4 times. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 5 has to be, I'm going to call this out again, Headhunted to Another World, from Salaryman to Big 4. Moving right along. Moving right along.
なんだここ夢かな
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, coming in ladies and gentlemen, number 4 has to be Death March to the Parallel World. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Death March to the Parallel World kind of went under my radar, ladies and gentlemen, because, let me tell you about this one. I watched it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm thinking that it's going to have, you know how you watch one anime and think, oh, okay, this is going to have 24 episodes. But it ended too soon. What's so tight about this dude is a computer programmer. Real big IT computer programmer. Next thing you know, he wakes up inside the game he's been programming. And when he wakes up inside the game he's been programming, he OP, boy. He got all type of powers. All type of powers. And basically, he's trying to just save that world. He OP and he's just trying to save that world. And he ends up getting a, well, I ain't gonna spoil it, but it's a good Isekai anime. Isekai. Because he wakes up literally into another world. And it's real good. I enjoyed it. I need to go back and watch it again. No word on if we're going to get a season 2. But yeah, this got to make number 3 on this list. So coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 3 on, well, no, number 4 on this list had to be Death March to the Parallel World. Let's keep moving. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently, I did my count wrong. We're down to the last 2, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys and girls for sticking with me for so long. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, at number 2 has to be The Beginning After the End. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Beginning After the End, ladies and gentlemen, it catches a lot of flack. But I like to tell you manga readers, I think it's a lot of manga readers just going berserk. There's a difference between manga and anime. There's a big, huge difference between the two. Some of the things that are in the manga are not going to be in the anime. You manga readers got to realize that. I'll give you another example. Dragon Ball Super, one of my favorite animes of all time. Y'all know me. I rep that Dragon Ball. In the Dragon Ball Super tournament, Master Roshi in the manga, he fought Jiren. If you did not know, Jiren OP, he the most powerful villain Goku and them went up against. Master Roshi was able to go toe to toe with him in the manga. No such thing happened in the anime. Was I up in arms about it? No, because I am an anime reader watching. There's difference between the manga and the anime. There's gonna be differences. Now I know y'all manga readers want them to get as close to the manga as they can. I know that. I get that. I'm with that. But at the same time, don't try to get mad at these anime folks if it's not exactly like the manga. It's gonna be different. That's the same thing like people that read the books and then they make a movie out of it. You know, the book readers they get upset. They want to protest. They're gonna have to leave some stuff out. I understand you got to leave some stuff out, but remember, it's an anime and there's a manga. There's a total difference between the two. Now, I understand if they omit some real important stuff that to the story. They don't need to omit that. I guess that's why people are so mad. I don't get the hate that this anime gets. I don't get it. But anyways, coming in at number 2 on this list for me, Double Dragon 912 has to be The Beginning After the End. Wow. And I'm not trolling y'all guys and girls. I really do like this anime. I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to season 2, which comes out next year. But Beginning After the End stars the main character, Arthur. He's a king in the regular life, and he dies and gets reincarnated into this fantasy world as a noble. And well, not really a noble. He like the son of 2 adventurers, his mom and daddy. And he in this other world trying to learn magic so he can learn to protect his family. When he died in the regular world as a king, he was ruthless. He didn't care about nobody. He was ruthless. But he ended up getting a second chance, getting reincarnated. He ended up turning out to be a real good guy. And basically it's showing his story on how he learned magic and all that stuff. But, what pissed me off about Beginning After the End, I ain't got no problem with it. A lot of people like to compare it to Jobless Reincarnation. Saying, it's a copy of Jobless Reincarnation. It's really not copying. It's kind of different. For one, the main character, Arthur, he actually is not a scumbag. Rudius, Don't get me wrong. I seen Jobs Reincarnation. He's a scumbag. He's a pedophile. He's a pervert. Watch that anime and take your blinders off. You'll see it. The 3 things I just told y'all, that's what Rudy is. That man, a little baby, got panties on top of his head. Ain't faithful to his wife. Don't get me started about that. He's a scumbag just like his dad. And yeah, y'all want to compare people. You know, I don't like to judge anime characters either. But you want to compare and judge. Arthur is the better dude. Watch beginning after the end. Don't let the hate stop you. Cause I know a lot of people are hating on this anime. I don't get the hate. I don't get it. I don't get it. Just watch the anime, ladies and gentlemen. Double Dragon 912. I've been watching anime ever since I was Dragon Ball Z. I think that was the earliest anime I watched, or Japanese anime with Dragon Ball Z. And I've been watching it ever since then. I'm 40-something years old now, and I can tell you as a die-hard anime fan. Don't get me wrong, I got no problem with manga, but as a anime fan, you will like this anime. It's good, good premise, good isekai anime. It's isekai, and I can't wait. I'm on the edge of my seat waiting for season 2, because when season 2 hit and you know they do the English dub, I'm gonna be watching it and I'll give y'all a review on it. I can't wait for it. I don't know why this anime gets that hate, but Double Dragon 912 approves of this anime. Coming in, ladies and gentlemen, number 2 on more anime isekai / fantasy animes you should watch is Beginning After the End. Moving right along. Moving right along.
本日をもって俺はこのサンダーパイクを抜けさせてもらう。じゃあうちのパーティーなんてどうかな。
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into my last more isekai anime you should watch list. Number 1. And coming in, ladies and gentlemen, at number 1 on my top 12, 13, I don't know what the number gonna be. Y'all see it down at the bottom. More isekai anime you should watch is I left my party to help my former students. Isekai, it was a fantasy anime. Wow. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this one right here. Main character here, he was with the so-called big time party. And in this anime, they stream. They do YouTube stream. Like we stream and upload videos for you guys and girls. That's what they do. He's the streamer. He streams his party doing this, that, and the third. And his whole party always treats him like garbage, but they don't realize this man, he a G. He may not do the flashy this, flashy that, but he always protecting and buffing his party. And next thing you know, most time in these animes, isekai anime, fantasy anime, he gets kicked out. This time he didn't get kicked out. He just left. He left his party and went to go with his former students. His former students that he taught how to, be adventurous. He went and started teaming up with them. And he gets a little squad, man. He got a little Rain. I call him Miniature Roxy. Adorable self. Rain, Elf Chick, redhead, cute mama. He gets about 5 or 6 wives. That's a common thing in anime. But he go to this party with them, and they all respect him. They all care for him. They all look up to him. And whereas he with his old party, they treated him like garbage. Now, keep in mind now, reason why this make number 1, although he left his party members tried to come back and get him again. But I'll say this much, they did do it right. They did let the party members get their comeuppance, and I like the way they did that. I like the way they did it, and it's a good, feel-good fantasy anime. They going in and out of dungeons, and basically he come back to his former students that he taught how to be adventurous, and he got to end up saving the world. And it's pretty long, ladies. I think got a good 24 episodes. It's English dub, and I liked it. I really did like it. I enjoyed it. I was looking forward to every episode. How his students looked up to him and how they respected him. It took him leaving the so-called fancy party and getting picked up going with his former students. He didn't, like I said, they didn't kick him out. He quit. Took him quitting and going to his former students to actually live his fullest life. And it's a good anime, ladies, and good fantasy anime. I enjoyed it. 24 or 26 episodes. Good anime. Watch it on Crunchyroll. I highly recommend it. This one kind of ended good, so they really don't need another season. They basically took care of everything through all this anime. I think old buddy got about 5 or 6 wives for real. And it's a good anime, ladies and gentlemen. I enjoyed it. It gets my approval. Double Dragon 912 approves. That about wraps up, ladies and gentlemen, for my top whatever number it is of more Isekai anime you should watch of all time, ladies and gentlemen. Leave comments below, ladies and gentlemen, of more Isekai animes you should watch of all time. Down there in the comment section, let me know. I know I missed some, ladies and gentlemen. If y'all got some recommendations, let me know. I'll go watch them and give you my opinions and thoughts on them. Hopefully these animes, these top 10 animes are helping you guys watch some more, anime out there, that I can recommend. I'm gonna be real with you. I'll let you know if they got any of that agenda mess going on in any of these animes. I'll let you know from the get-go. And out of all these, let me look over this again. Let me see any agendas going on in these anime. Only one I saw was the Worthless Appraiser. It had that agenda crap going on in it. Caution Hero, no. Death March, I don't think so. Beginning After the End, no. I Left My Party, no. From Salaryman to no. I think we good. Yeah. For the most part, all these animes ain't got too much agenda junk going on. It's just focusing on the Isekai anime and the fantasy anime. These some good animes, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, that about wraps up, ladies and gentlemen, for this rendition of more anime, Isekai anime you should watch. Like I said, leave comments below, ladies and gentlemen, of any more I may have missed. Let me know down in the comment section. I'll go check it out because we all about that anime life. And thank you guys and girls so much for watching. Stay tuned for more great videos like this on the way. Double Dragon 912 signing out. Peace out.